macOS Sequoia 15.2 is officially out with amazing new features and changes for the Mac, and in this video I'm simply going to be showing you everything that you need to know about this new software update. Once you update your device successfully, one of the first new things that you're going to see is this new image playground application. This is a new app that lets you use concept, description, and people from your photo library to create fun, playful images in multiple styles. Initially, for me to get access to the image playground feature, I had to actually be on the waiting list similarly to Apple Intelligence, and for Mac it took me about 3 days to get approval and get the notifications that image playground is now available. And on the iPhone, the image playground access was actually given to me after 7 days. When you open it up, for me, I had already created some images. These are a few of the samples that I managed to create, but if you want to create an image, you just click on the little plus icon right there and you can see how the UI looks. To demonstrate image playground, this is a photo of mine that I'm going to be adding into the image playground software or application right here by choosing it, and then you're going to see what it's going to be able to demonstrate or generate. And if I add it right there, you can see it automatically adds it in the application, and you can see the UI animation, and it doesn't take long, a few seconds, and you can see one of the results that it's generated. If I want to see other possible results from that same picture, you can see what it's generated. I can go next as well. Under this section right here, you can choose between illustration style or animation style. If I select animation, it's gonna take a few more seconds to convert that into an animation type of picture. And now if I click on it right there, you can see the results that it's created, and you can see as it works in the background the other options that it has. And once it's done processing, I can be able to click the left arrow to go back to see the different results that it's created. So apparently this looks like me based on this picture that I added into image playground. And if I click on using my mouse and then go to the right, you can see other possible results. Once you've reached the absolute right or the last picture, you can see it will continue to create, and then if I go right again, it's gonna create multiple options and go forward. And at the same time, if I go back to style right here, I can choose illustration, and then if I use my mouse keyboard and then press the left or right keys, I'll be able to toggle between what it has created right here. I think animation, this one looks okay. Now, if you want to see what prompts or pictures you've added for it to be able to create this result, by just clicking on the image that it's generated, you can see it zooms out and shows you what image was added. But if you want to create something else or add things to the results that it's created, you can say make superhero, for example, and then if I click enter, it's gonna take this picture that I put in it, and then it's gonna try and make it a superhero, and it's going to take a few seconds, of course, to generate the image. You can see what it's generated right here. If I go to the next, it didn't do like a great job with making a superhero. You can also come to the suggestion and say, hey, add a mountain in the background, and you can make winter holiday as well, and you can see it's going to continuously generate, and it doesn't end there. These are just some of the suggestions, and you can see what it's created. I can go to the next tab and say, if you want to create a different theme, for example, make fireworks, make love, sci-fi, party, and so on, or sunset, you can see what it's gonna do. Now, sunset and winter don't really go together, but you can see what it's created. It's winter and snow in the background, but you can see the sunset is right there. You can also choose different costumes. For example, if you want superhero, which I tried to add by adding a phrase, but it didn't do a good job. But let's see what it's generated. It actually did a better job than adding the text, which is something that's cool. If you want to add race car or other different costumes, you can select those. And then if you go here, you can choose accessories, sunglasses. Let's see. All these are prompts that I've added, and yeah, let's give it a few seconds and you can see what it's created. Looks funny, but I think the sunglasses actually make it worse. And you can see what we've created right here. Now, if I click on it and then remove the picture that I've generated right there, you can see it says continue by choosing an inspiration for the person in your image, and then it says choose a person. Or if you want, you can generate a prompt just using words only. Make a picture of a green car on a rainy day, and then if I click enter right here, I can remove all these other additions that I had made, and you'll be able to see it generate a picture of a green car on a rainy day, and boom, there are the results that we have just using text only. You see it's text that we've added, and you can see here the different options that it's created. It actually looks pretty good, and if you want to change it from animation to illustration, it actually looks good when you use it to generate like images of cars and stuff like this, which is something that I like. Now, if you want to save your results, you can click here where it says done, and to show you like a full image like this. And here, if you want to save or delete your results, you can do that. If you want to share, you can also share your results with different people. You can airdrop or email. And if you want to go back and edit, you can click edit in it or open the same window. And if you click on the three dots, you have the ability to copy, duplicate, add captions, or report a concern. Image Playground is still in beta, as you can see right here. So some results might not be as you want them to be generated as, or you might have to try multiple times because of this. But other than that, this is pretty good. The Image Playground and creation is actually implemented in other third-party and Apple default applications such as the Freeform app, for example. So you can see if you want to create images directly or generate images using Image Playground in the Freeform, you have a new splash screen that's going to tell you that create fun original images based on description or selected text and images. And also they've added and improved the Freeform app with the ability to create scenes, send a copy, and enhanced editing. And also in the Apple Messages application, you can go to a message and then go to the plus icon and say Image Playground right there, and it will essentially open up your recently created images. You can see these are a few that we have created using Image Playground, the application. But if I want to create one right from the Messages app, I can click on the plus icon right there, and it opens Image Playground window within Messages, and I can quickly generate an image and be able to send it to myself or to a person that I'm texting within the Messages app. It's also important to keep in mind that images are synchronized in your Image Playground library across all your devices with iCloud. And so if I create something on this Mac, when I move over to my Mac Mini or my other Mac devices that have the same iCloud, I'll be able to have access to the same images. Siri and Apple Intelligence has also been improved significantly with this update. You can see when you go into your system settings under Apple Intelligence and Siri, we now have a ChatGPT extension / integration with Siri. And if you click on the little arrow right here, it mentions that ChatGPT can help you write text, create an image, answer questions, and more. And you can find out the terms of use, and you have the ability to use ChatGPT without signing in or without even an account, which will make you anonymous. And while doing that, you have limited functionalities, of course. And if you want to sign into your ChatGPT account and be able to access fully paid features, if that's something that you have with the OpenAI account, you can also sign in right there, and it will tell you whether you have reached your daily limit or not. And you can see confirm ChatGPT request every time you request or send a request using Siri that needs to use ChatGPT. You'll be able to see a confirmation that will allow you to select yes and no. To demonstrate writing tools, you can see here, if I open up this note and click on the writing tools section right there, you can see the icon was updated, and at the same time this one as well has been refreshed from the old Siri icon to one that shows and is more uniform with Apple's intelligent page. And right here you can describe a change. For example, if you want to select or describe a change you want to input in your selected or highlighted text, you can describe a change and say, for example, add my name Benjamin in the selected text. Or if you want to use the ChatGPT integration, you have the ability to compose something from scratch, or you can also use the compose feature to create new images and generate new things. For example, create an image of a red car on a rainy day, and then I'll click enter, and you can see Apple Intelligence is taking effect right here. It's going through, the window that I have selected right there, and you can see create a nighttime version of this image. You can see what it's created right here, and it's giving me other suggestions that I can do. So not only can you use the compose feature that has been added by means of the Siri and ChatGPT integration to create pictures. You can also use it to write something or brainstorm ideas from scratch, and it will be able to create some things like this that you are seeing right here. If you are a person that uses voice memos like this is the voice memo section right here, and you want to be able to get an improved summary which was not there before, and where if macOS was making errors for you, then I'll be happy to let you know that that has been improved. And right here you can see, if I pause this recording and then click done, you can see the summary is now faster. You get the summary right there, and you notice the preview has been summarized that says voice memo section with improved summary. It's more specific and direct to the point, which I like. To see how Siri uses ChatGPT, I can say something like, give me step-by-step direction and instruction on how to make steak and fries. And then if I click enter like this, you can see I'll click enter and it says, do you want to use ChatGPT to answer that? I can say use the web or use ChatGPT. And then if I click use ChatGPT, you can see working with ChatGPT right there. And then after a few seconds, let's give it some time. Here's a simple step-by-step guide to make steak and fries, and these are the ingredients for the steak, and you can see all the way up to plate and dish when you are serving. So that's the ChatGPT integration right there in action. And at the same time, Siri has been improved with conversation awareness, so I can say, or I can access Siri right there and say, tell me the weather in New York right now. I want to talk about it with my friend. If I click enter right there, you can see it's gonna take a few seconds, and you can see right there it says New York. This is the weather, 6 degrees. It's clear, and yeah, it's in the night, of course, which is something that's good. In the launch pad right here, you can see the old Siri icon has been rebranded to this new one that matches with Apple Intelligence throughout the system OS, which is good. And at the same time, if you go into your settings and then you go to your wallpaper section right here, all the way down, you can see we have the new iMac wallpapers right here. You can see iMac silver, iMac blue, iMac purple, iMac pink, orange, yellow, and green. And also the new Pro Black wallpaper is back. This was previously removed, but it's good to see that Apple has returned it, and you don't need an iMac to be able to use the wallpapers, as they are now available with this update. Within the same system settings right there, you can see if you go to where it says control center and go all the way down to menu bar only, you have the ability to show the weather in the menu bar, and if you turn it on, you can see the weather pops up right there in the top menu bar. And this is something that's good. By clicking on the icon, it shows our view of the upcoming condition and temperature, along with weather in other locations that you might have selected. You can see this is the city I'm in, but you can see other cities right there. If I click on it, it automatically opens the weather app. It opened on my other monitor. I just had to drag it. And now if you want to quickly glance at the weather and upcoming conditions and get a general view of how the condition and temperature are like, then you have the ability to add it in your top menu bar. iPhone mirroring has also been improved with this update. When you open it, it now allows you and gives you the ability to switch the size, which for me was inactive. I can say actual size, or I can choose smaller size. Before, this was actually non-existent, but now I have the ability to do this. And if I center it right there and then select the larger view, I have a good update for you, as now iPhone mirroring allows you to be able to go into your cellular settings and turn on hotspot for you to be able to connect to with your Mac or with other devices if you don't have like a LAN or Wi-Fi connection, and it allows you to mirror the iPhone while it's creating a hotspot, which was something that wasn't there before. And now this allows people to be able to stay connected with their iPhone and have the internet connectivity to their Mac while using the iPhone at the same time for iPhone mirroring. macOS 15.2 also adds support for these Mac accessories, and these are the Magic accessories that are the new Magic Keyboard with Touch ID and numeric pad, USB-C, the new Magic Trackpad, and Apple Magic Mouse. And now if you buy those, they will work seamlessly with your device once updated to macOS 15.2. If you have the Apple Vision Pro headset, I'll be happy to let you know that once you update to visionOS 2.0, 15.2, it now finally brings the ultra wide and wide Mac virtual display. Audio will also play spatially on the Apple Vision itself instead of the Mac. The curve of the display changes with the scale, and it appears much sharper unlike before. In terms of connectivity, convenience and privacy, when you connect your iPhone to your Mac using a Lightning or USB-C cable, depending on what your iPhone has, before you had to trust the device that or the Mac that you're connecting to by inputting your passcode. But now when you connect your iPhone to your Mac, you have an option to also use your Face ID to verify that yes, you want to trust the Mac. And now it's not just limited to the manual punch code key, which was the default before, and now you have two options. Another new change that this icon brings, you can see my Mac is in normal mode right there, but when you put your Mac into low power mode, the battery status indicator now has a yellow color to help users be able to discern or know what battery mode they are in. And at the same time, when you click right there, you can see this UI has slightly been improved, and you have the ability to turn low power mode off by just clicking there. When it comes to the Photos application, I'll be happy to let you know that it has received some updates. So if you want to search, or if you have a large collection of albums and you want to search for something, I'll be happy to let you know that natural language search has been added to Photos. So you can say, for example, show me my pictures from 2020 that compose of cars, and you'll be able, if you have a certain picture like that, it will be able to show you. If you want to be specific and say show me pictures of me wearing superhero costumes, it will show you that. And at the same time, natural language search doesn't end there. If you go into your app store and you want to search for specific applications and updates that help you with a certain thing, natural language support is there. So you can say show me applications that help me with video editing. And then if I click search right there or click enter, results for applications to help me with video editing, you can see it's generated CapCut, I don't know, these other ones, Canva and other ones. And I'm surprised it doesn't actually show iMovie or Final Cut Pro, but it's good to see that this is here. And at the same time, you might want to check your applications, as I've updated a few of them to be compliant and more stable with this macOS 15.2 after you update. Apple TV app has also been updated on macOS 15.2. When you open it up for the first time, it's going to show you a new splash screen or pop-up screen about what's new. And at the same time, the Apple TV will tell you about natural language support. You can search by genre, moods, actors, and decades. So for example, you can show me action movies from the 2000s by Tom Cruise. And then if I click search right there, give it a few seconds, you can see the search has been improved. Now this was natively supported on the Apple TV, it's just been improved. It doesn't end there, as when you open up the Apple Music application right there, you can say show me chill songs from Chris Brown around the 2000s, and I can select from my history right there, and you show me some of the songs. Go Crazy, Around the World, I don't know these other songs, but this is just a few of the minor updates and improvements that have been added. You can filter your searches just as the same as the Apple TV by genre, moods, artists, and decades, among other selections. The podcast application has also been updated. When you open it up for the first time, it's going to tell you what's new in podcast. You can now add favorite categories by selecting your interest and getting relevant suggested shows, and you can see categories in your library. And when I click continue right there, you can see the categories have now been added. For example, I have technology as one of the categories I can manage, and you can see other suggested categories. I can say technology, tech news, science, I guess news as well, and suggested are actually topics that I'm interested in. And then you can see other popular categories such as true crimes and philosophy, among others. And once you've added your categories, you can click down right there and you can see right there what it has added. Podcast also has improved search personalization that helps you find the results based on what you like and what you add to your categories. This update to the podcast will go a long way to give you personalized search page in the highlights, and the most relevant categories are curated collections tailor-made for you, and the top results are always going to be are somewhat relevant to what you've selected, which is something that's good. Presenter preview has also been updated with this device, so if you have an external display or you want to mirror to an Apple TV or other similar device, you can click on the screen mirroring right there and choose the device that you want to extend or mirror to. So if I select, for example, my Apple TV 3rd gen right there, you can see presenter preview pops up. And now if I choose content section, I have the ability to select the entire screen that I'm extending to my Apple TV, which I selected, or I can choose a window or a specific app. Or if I want to extend the display, I also have it as an option. Before, the default preview that extend has supported was entire screen, but now if you choose a window or a certain app or just extend the display, it adds more to the convenience, and at the same time app or window adds more to the privacy, as you're not sharing the entire contents of the display. Within settings, if you have AirPods that supports the hearing loss test, you now have the ability to go into your settings right there, and then when you go to this section that says hearing health, I'm not in a supported region, but now AirPods support hearing loss test in more regions. Those include Cyprus, Czechia, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Romania, Spain, the United Arab Emirates, and the United Kingdom. It's now time for Canada to bring this so that users in Canada can also be able to test it, as you are not seeing it because I'm in Canada right now. When I connect my AirPods to my Mac device, you can see right here I have a new pop-up screen that comes up that says respond to Siri by moving your head. When wearing AirPods, you can move your head up and down or side to side to respond to requests, which is just a simple way of telling us that the new AirPods gesture support is now here and is supported with this update. And I have the ability to turn this on right there, and once I click on it, now is supported. And now with my AirPods Pro 2, when I get a notifications, I can shake my head side to side for no, or up and down for yes when I receive a notification such as a call. Within the stocks application, we also have a number of updates. So when you open it up for the first time, you'll see a new splash screen that's going to tell you about adding earnings and other significant dates to your calendar. For example, when I went into the GME right here, there was a pop-up screen that told me about adding this to my calendar, and the UI has slightly been improved. And at the same time, if you are a person that tracks the Nasdaq or the New York Stock Exchange, I'll be happy to let you know that those ticker symbols can now be tracked prior to market open, allowing you and giving you the ability to be able to track those, which is something that's good and will give you flexibility to know how the markets are going to be upon open, since you can see what they are prior to opening time. When it comes to the Find My application, both for macOS and iOS, I'll be happy to let you know that share item location in Find My has been updated to help you easily be able to locate and recover misplaced items by easily and securely sharing the location of an AirTag or Find My network accessory. Doesn't have to be limited to an AirTag. You can share the location with trusted third parties such as airlines, police, or if you have friends that are trying to help you recover a certain item or lost equipment, you can share the location and they'll be able to see the shared tag or accessory that you've shared. Within the Apple News app, we have an update. When you open it up for the first time, you're going to see a new splash screen or pop-up screen that looks like this, that tells you to keep up with your news and get notified about important stories from the channels you follow. And you can click continue, and at the same time, if you are a person that has the Apple News Plus subscription and you are a person that likes to do the puzzles, I'll be happy to let you know that now we have more games that have been updated, and one such game that received an update is the Sudoku, that is now available in 3 different difficulty levels that you can be able to take on and try. Within photos, I'll be happy to let you know that favorite album now appears in the utility collection in addition to pin collection. So now you don't see my favorite, but if I was to favorite, for example, this picture, you can see the favorite now shows up, and if I favorite more pictures, it will show up and disappear if you have a number of selections. And at the same time, the recently viewed and recently shared albums history can also be cleared. Safari has also been updated. Now when you go to the homepage and then choose or enable background images, you have more selections that you can choose and newly added images that you can select depending on preference, of course. And if you haven't downloaded an image or you haven't selected it, it will show up with an arrow like this to show that it can be downloaded, and this is something that you can always choose. I think for me, one of my favorite images that I'll select is this one. Actually doesn't look too bad that I have, and at the same time I'll be happy to let you know that HTTPS upgrade tries to use secure HTTPS on all websites, which should improve this hypertext transfer protocol secure when using communication over a computer network. Safari has also been updated by simply adding import and export of history, bookmarks, and password, and giving users an easy way to be able to do that. In other updates, Apple recently released new Pro video formats as a software update to go along the latest Final Cut Pro 11 update and other iMovie updates, along other Pro Works updates that Apple released and other iWorks. So if you haven't updated to it, you might want to check your system preferences and then download and update the Pro video formats. This update also fixes an issue that pertained to missing stickers or emojis that you might have not been able to find. And if you have like a created Genmoji from an iPhone, since Genmoji is not natively supported on the Mac, you can't generate Genmojis directly. But if you generate a Genmoji on your iPhone and you send it to someone, you have the ability to be able to copy it and send it to that person, and it will show up with a bigger size since it was sent from a Mac, and you shouldn't be missing any stickers and emojis as well. There was an issue with Time Machine that would cause Time Machine backups to cause kernel panics or system crashes when set to automatic backup, and now that issue has been resolved with this update, which is something that's good. The initial updates of macOS 15.2 had the ability for us to be able to see categories similar to what we were seeing on the iPhone or what's there with iOS 18.2 that turns the Mail app into different categories. But now with the official release, which is this update that you're going to be downloading, that code has been removed and now we can't see any form of category mentioned in the Mail app. And keep in mind that when the software update is released over the air for a bunch of users, this software update page that talks about the common vulnerabilities and exposures sometimes takes some time to be updated. So if that's something that you care about and you want to see, you might want to check back and see what it is that they fix and patched when it comes to security. And if you are curious about the supported devices, this is a list of all the devices that support macOS Sequoia 15.2. Hopefully you enjoy the update if you are going to be updating upon launch, which it has now been released to the public. Other than that, this is actually a pretty good update considering it's a 0.2 update and not just a 15.1. 0.2 typically don't have a bunch of changes, but this one is surprisingly packed with new features and changes. Let me know from the list I've mentioned and highlighted of the new features and changes which one is your favorite, and if you're going to be updating your Mac right away or if you're going to give it some time to be able to see if there's any issues that this software might cause with your workflow. From my testing and experience that I've seen, at least this official release version, because I've been testing it almost for 2 months now, it seems to be pretty good. The battery life is like medium and the performance is on par with a other beta version that I was on previously. And other than that, that's about it for me. If you like this video, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.